Take a moment to read the question. So two fair six-faced dice A and B are thrown simultaneously, and we have defined three events E1, E2 and E3 on this experiment, and we have to find out which among the following statements is not true. How do we do this question? Well, first let us write down what the events are. So E1 is when die A shows up a 4, E2 is that die B shows up a 2, and E3 is that the sum of the numbers on the two dice is odd. So we can find out P of E1 very easily. That would be equal to 1 by 6. Similarly, P of E2 can be found. It's 1/6. Now the total number of outcomes is 36. Out of that, half of them would be odd, which means the P of E3 can be found. So P of E3 is simply 18 by 36, which is half. Now let us find out P of E1 intersect E2, which means die A shows a 4 and die B shows a 2, and that would be equal to 1 by 36. That's equal to PE1 times PE2. Similarly, P of E2 intersect E3 can be found, and that's 3 by 36, which is 1 by 12, and that is also equal to the product of PE2 and PE3. Now PE1 intersect E3 can be found. It's also equal to 1 by 12, and that too is equal to the product of PE1 times P of E3. What about PE1 intersect E2 intersect E3? Now this would be equal to 0, because we cannot have die A throw 4 and die B throw 2 and also the sum of the two is equal to odd. That's not possible. So this probability is equal to 0, and that's not equal to P of E1 times P of E2 times P of E3, which means the correct answer is option 4.